Hey guys, and welcome back to another part of 1930. Today we're gonna do the USSR in Europe. So let's get started. All you're gonna need is black concrete, yellow concrete, and red concrete. So let's get started. Here we go, up by 4 and up by 2. And then here, go down by 2 and down by 3, down by 2, flat 2, up by 3, flat 2, down left by down right by 2, up by 2, up by 4, up by 2, left by 1, up by 1, left by 1, flat 2, flat 3, up by 1, and then red with by concrete, flat 7, and up by 3, and then up by 2, up by 3, up left by 1, flat 2, flat 3, flat 2, flat 4, flat 2, flat 4, down by 1, L touches piece, L touches piece, down by 1, right by 1, down by 1, down right by 1, down left by 1, 2 flat 2s, up by 3, up left by 1, flat 2, down left by 1, and then right by 1, up right by 1, down right by 1, up by 3, flat 2, and then up by 1, and then red concrete there, and don't fill the rest. And here, go 1, and then flat 3, flat 2, down right by 1, down by 4, flat 2, flat 3, flat 2, flat 2, flat 3, flat 2, flat 4, down right by 1, flat 2, down right by 5, flat 2, down right by 6, flat 2, down right by 1, down by 6, down by 3, down by 3, 2 flat 2s, down left by 1, flat 2, down left by 1, then 3 flat 2s, down left by 1, flat 3 flat 3s, 2 flat 2s, 3 flat 3s again, flat 2, up left by 1, flat 3, up by 1, up left by 1, here go down by 1, down by 2, down right by 8, down by 2, down by 15, then down right by 2, down flat 2, down right by 2, down flat 2, down right by 2, 1, down right by 1, flat 5, up by 2, up left by 1, up left by 2, up by 2, up left by 3, I need help, up by 2, up right by 2, flat 2, flat 3, flat 3, flat 3, flat 2, flat 3, down right by 1, up by 2, up by 3, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 2, up right by 9, flat 2, flat 3, flat 3, flat 2, down right by 1, up right by 2, up by 2, up right by 1, up by 2, up by 3, up by 2, up by 2, up by 4, up by 8, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 3, flat 2, flat 4, flat 4, down by 2, down right by 1, down by 3, down by 2s, flat 2, down left by 3, flat 2, down left by 1, down right by 7, flat 2, flat 3, flat 2, up by 2, up by 6, flat 2, up by 1, flat 2, up by 1, up flat 2, up by 1, and then 3 flat 2s, up by 1, flat 2, 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 down by 6, down right by 4, up by 2, up right by 1, flat 2, flat 2, flat 3, flat 3, flat 2, flat 3, flat 4, down right by 2, flat 3, up right by 1, flat 2, up right by 2, up left by 3, up by 2, up left by 3, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 2, up left by 3, up right by 1, up by 2, and then 3 flat 2s, down right by 1, flat 2, down right by 1, flat 2, down right by 1, flat 2, flat 2, flat 2. And then on the bottom, here in the remaining border, go up right by 2, and then up flat 5, down by 2, flat 4, flat 3, down right by 1, down left by 1, flat 2, down by 2, flat 3, flat down by 4, 3 flat 2s, up right by 3, flat 2, up by 2, flat 4, up left by 2, up by 2, up by flat 2, flat 3, up right by 1, flat 2, flat 2, flat 2, flat 2, 4 flat 2s, flat 3, flat 5, down right by 1, down left by 1, flat 2, flat 3, flat 2, down left by 1, down right by 1, down by 2, down left by 2, down by 2, down left by 1, down flat 2, down left by 1, down right by 1, flat 2, down right by 1, flat 2, down right by 4, flat 2, flat 2, down right by 3, flat 2, down right by 2, down by 2, down by 2, down by 2. And that's the Black Sea done. And then here, go down right by 3, down by 2, flat 4, 2 flat 2s, up right by 3, flat 2, down by 4, down right by 2, flat 2, up by 3, up right by 1, up by 3, up right by 1, flat 2, up by 2, flat 2, and then up left by 4, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 3, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 7, up by 2, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 2, up right by 1, up by 3, up by 2, up by 2, up right by 1, up flat 4, up right by 2, up by 2, 4 flat 2s, flat 3, flat 6, down right by 5, down by 3, down by 3, down left right by 1, down left by 1, flat 4, flat 7, flat 2, down left by 1, flat down by 3, flat 5, down left by 1, down right by 1, flat 2, down by 1, down by 2, down right by 1, down by 2, down by 2, down right by 1, flat 2, flat 3, down by 2, down by 2, down by 3, down by 2, up by 2, and then right by 1, right by 2, and then down right by 3, down by 2, down by 2, and then flat 8, down left by 1, down by 2, down right by 1, flat 2, flat 4, flat 2, down by 9, and then right by 1, up right by 1, flat 2, flat 3, flat 4, flat 6, flat 2, flat 2, flat 2, flat 2, down right by 1, flat 2, flat 2, down right by 1, flat 2, flat 2, flat 2, down right by 2, and then down by 5, and flat 2, down right by 1, flat 2, and up right by 2. And then finally, to finish the outline, the arrow C is is actually at 22 blocks. And then here, go down by 4, down by 3, left it down T, flat 3, up by 1, up left by 1, and then 1, up right by 1, J Tetris piece, up right by 2, up by 2, and then left by 2, right by 1, up by 2, flat 2, up left by 1, up by 3, 1, 1, 1. That shape. I'm just gonna skip over this part. You can just copy what I do here, cause I just wanna go straight to the flag right now. You can just copy what I'm doing here, and maybe use this screenshot for reference. Okay, thank you. Alright, so that is the outline done. So next is the flag. So let's get our axis for this one, or not. If you have world ladder. Okay, go here. Here. Place air with red concrete. So now let's get started with the star. This time, with the star. There's a bit of red concrete here, and then down by 2, down by 3, down by 4, down by 2, down by 4, down right by 1. Flat 16, down left by 1, flat 2, down left by 1, flat 2, down left by 2, down, flat 2, down left by 3, down by 4, down by 2, down by 3, down by 3, down by 2, down by 3, and then a 1 there, flat 2, up left by 2, up by 2, up flat 2, up left by 1, flat 2, up left by 1, flat 3, flat 2, down left by 1, flat 2, down left by 2, flat 2, then down left by 3, 1, 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, like that. One, 2, 3, 4, 9, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 9, 1, 4, 2, 2. So that is the start. Not such to painfully, Alright, so filling the star is done. So next, just fill that middle area, the gap with red. Undo. Red concrete. And then go down by 20 in that middle block there. And then flat 2, flat 3, flat 4, flat 2s. Down right by 1, flat 2, flat 2, down right by 3, flat 2, down right by 6, down by 2, down right by 2, down by 2, down right by 1, flat, down by 2, down right by 1, down by 2, down by 2, down by 3, down by 3, down by 3, down by 4, down by 17, down by 4, down by 2, down by 4, down left by 1, down by 2, down by 2, down left by 1, down by 2, down left by 2, down by 2, down by 2, down right by 6. Down right by 11, and then down by 5, down by 2, down left by 2, down by 2, flat 2, flat 4, up left by up left by 10, flat 2, up left by 3, flat 2, flat 11, flat 4, flat 3, flat 2, flat 2, up left by 1, flat 2, up left by 1, flat 2, up left by 3, up by 2, up flat 3, down by 5, down by 3, down left by 2, flat 5, down left by 1, flat 2, down left by 1, down by 2, down by 2, left double, down left by 1, down by 2, down left by 1, down by 2, down by 2, down left by 2, down by 2, down left by 1, down flat 2, down left by 1, flat 3, and then flat 7, up by 5, up by 2, up by 2, up by 2, up by 2, and then 2 flat 2s, up by 1, flat 2, upper by 2, flat 2, up by 4, up by 2, upper by 2, flat 2, flat 6, up right by 1, up by 2, upper by 1, up flat 5, down by 2, down right by 3, down flat 2, down right by 1, flat 3, flat 2, flat 10, flat up right by 2, flat 2, up left by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. A flat 19. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. A flat up right, up left by 21. L shape Tetris piece. Up left by 1. Tetris piece, up left by 1. Tetris piece, up left by 1. Tetris piece. Flat 2, and then down left by down right, down left by down left by 11, flat 2, up by 2, flat 2, up left by 1, up left by 2, up by 2, flat 2, up left by 2, up by 2, flat 2, up left by 1, flat 2, up by 2, up right by 8, up by 2, up right by 2, flat 2, up by 1, up by 2, up right by 2, up by flat 2, up by 1, up by 3, up right by 3, flat 14, and then flat 11, down by 2, down right by 1, down right by 2, down by 1, down left by 7, flat 2, down left by 3, down by 2, down right by 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, this is another down right by 21. Tetris piece, flat 2, down by 2, Tetris piece, flat 2. Then down right by 13, flat 2, up by 2, up by 2, up by 2, up by 1, up by 2, up by 4, up by 4. Up by 17, up by 5, up by 4, up by 2, up by 2, up by 3, up left by 1, up by 3, up left by 2, up by 2, up left by 1, up by 2, Tetris piece, up left by 8, flat 2, up by 1, up by 2, 2, 1. And fill the hammer circle with yellow concrete. And fill the rest of the flag with red concrete. So that is the USSR 1930 Europe Part 1 done. So thank you guys for watching. Follow the Discord and see you guys later. Bye.